Alright, we've probably done things backwards by starting with Yakuko and then going back to Tetsuo, and now finally we're visiting Harue, but that's just how I do things. Not dreams. Let's head in. When the son of Harue Shigema was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Harue has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. As these things tend to go. Oh my goodness. May those who mock fire's something perish in flame. Kill them. Kill them. The flame bearers. Kill them all. Alright, immediately. Yes! My favorite. The haunting clappers. We can use it to kill those with fire or a fire starting device on their person. Let's go. Alright, straight into it. The haunting clappers. As the evening bell rings in Idiecho, near present-day Shumoku Bridge, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight, the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together. How many times are they going to make me say this? Clack, clack. The echo answers again. But no matter how hard he searches for the source of the second pair of clappers, they're doing it on purpose at this point, he never finds it. Some say it was the work of a mischievous tanuki or kitsune, while others say it was a warning from the spirit of someone who lost their life in a terrible fire. That does indeed look painful. Red, red, red. Everything is dyed crimson, just like my butterflies. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anyone there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like may split my head. What? It feels like my head will split open. Whew. That sure is a sentence. Ah, right. The evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Oh. Okay, May is supposed to be my. It feels like my head will split open. Makes a whole lot more sense. Okay, well, to be fair, I think that's only the second or third typo we've found so far? That's not bad, considering how much text there is in this game. Alright, a motorist impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar every day of my life. Sa Korose. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Noroi korose. I mean, if you insist. Alright, it is once again midnight. Harue Shigema. The Shigema Mansion reception room. They have a mansion? Ina. Back with me, ma'am. Oh, look at that hat and that hair, so fashionable. Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. That's a smile. Sweet dreams? Housewife. Tell me about the housewife with the haunting clappers. Alright, Harue is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shumoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son Shuichi was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case. A mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up, and Shuichi's killer remains at large. Leading the aggrieved Harue to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai to uncover the truth. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. I see. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Harue's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Harue's marriage grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Harue a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Harue spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Harue's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home, with Harue left to live in the large empty mansion alone. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Harue has nothing but time on her hands. Must be nice. No. Not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. Alright, think. My heart's still racing. This is it, my chance, at long last. We are going to use those clappers. Clack, clack. Let me bring you up to speed. Yes, please do. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. It was just my clappers. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you'd won the lottery. Wait till you see my clappers. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? Interesting. Very interesting. So, the haunting clappers curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So, it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. Oh yeah, look at my clappers. They're so mini. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It's so cute. Little baby clappers. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. Indeed. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? Can you hear those birds outside, by the way? It's that time of year again where the birds want to join in on all my recordings. This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul, along with the curse echo's resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Oh God, it's hot! Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it, all the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. An appropriate response. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see. That could be a problem. Understatement of the day. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. Look at his face. This woman is not right. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief. Yada yada. Talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment. Remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. Alright. About the investigation. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigima. Oh, yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead. I mean, it's better than 0. So you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember. You were just about to tell me. Alright. A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida, around 1 year ago. Harue Shigima's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school, with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigima family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Harue reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible. But her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed, and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. That is absolutely horrifying, honestly. Alright. Aww. Look at him, he's so cute. The only son of Harue Shigima. He was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. He was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother Harue amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Oh, that's so sad. Why would they include that? That just makes me sad. Fax machine? A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. Indeed it can. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find any use for it. Okay. Fair enough. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found, and then we can make a decision. Alright. Okay, I guess we have to pick the next choice. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, Northern Oyoko River, here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from. But it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but... Exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So, did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car. But how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody that he would have a reason to trust. A teacher, perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that he knew. But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew, or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? Nani? That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima family has close ties with the police after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely that couldn't have... Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger. often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? Nani? If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then, you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. Interesting. So, the question is, did anybody see Shuichi talking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See, what I said about people's biases, that goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe, if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? Oh, Jonouchi. Got it. Well, Jonouchi, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigeme's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. Nani? You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who is trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraishi. Really? Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. What? It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigema. Wait, what? The plot thickens. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him. I'm sure of it. Or at least, she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life. So you've been sitting on that all this time. And you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yes, that's it. Exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. Arrest her. I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. There are so many things that don't add up here. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true. Her house, it's... forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Hey. Well, that was very strange. Indeed. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name's Kohei Jonouchi. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then this schoolgirl is one of his students. I think that's very likely. At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully, it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently, some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I'd just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by that I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the rite. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. Well, I mean, yeah, he's her son. But, and this is a big but, big but, if this rite is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. These things happen. Is that a problem? The eyes. Ma'am does not give a shit. If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all. I'd thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear, oh dear. What have I gotten myself into? If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be a party to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I feel like she would say, I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my policies, and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they've filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The haunting clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. Indeed. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you were there, they wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. No offense, ma'am. I do not exactly want to be set alight to do a test for you. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. She was just ready to set this man on fire. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying. And I don't think it's just the curse. You flatterer. Her eyes are so well drawn. I love it. Like you can see just like how fed up with everything she is. She is just dead inside. As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside your normal routine. Right then, have you decided what you want me working on? I guess investigate the kidnapping? Finally I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on looking into the kidnapping. Although, something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the sun rises. Could you search for the other curse bearers? Heh, all right. I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that the others curse bearers are also working by night. We found it. We found another typo. That's 2 in 1 episode. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So, it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. Bro, you need to sleep sometime. I'll even try and find Mrs. Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. A private investigator I hired. Yes, I clicked the wrong thing, I guess. I don't care. Keep going. Oh, okay. Well, it updated his page. Alright. Da-da-da-da-da. I feel like we looked at some of this before. Either way, I don't feel like reading that right now. I just want to progress. What are we updating? Oh, okay. He's part of the Azure Heron Agency, an investigation firm in Kamata, Ota City. Originally, Kai thought to give it a simple name like Kai's Detective Agency, but upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book, he decided to pick a name starting with A. Alright. Yeah, not right now. Okay, well, all the options are exhausted. Now what? Hello, what's this? Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or another. He put it up just before... Well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. Is this like a collectible? I knew it! It's Head Honjo! From way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. This is exactly my type of thing. I am the exact audience for these. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, collect your first mockingbird sticker. Don't mind if I do. There are 20 of them. Alright. That is so cool. I cannot wait. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. All right. There's no telling what kind of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. Try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. All right. Well, we got the haunting clappers. My favorite. next week we'll continue, because this is really the only one we can do, with a nice thought. What are you guys thinking of this one so far? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time. See ya.